Is it going to be here we go again? Well, maybe not a here we go again today, but certainly new bid expected to go in for Ugarte. This is coming from French reports and UK reports. We've also got the latest on what's happening with De Ligt and also Branthwaite. David Ornstein's given a big hint there. Crystal Palace have put a new price on Guehi, which probably makes that deal impossible, even though we were looking at him before. It's Lenny Yoro announcement day. We'll be talking about the major reactions coming in about him. Rabiot could be in Man United talks. He's leaving Juventus. What else have we got? We've also got Joao Neves. I want to talk about that. Could we hijack another deal? Could it be third time lucky? Because technically we hijacked the Xerxes deal from Milan. We hijacked the Yoro deal from Madrid. Could we hijack another deal? They say that things come in threes. We'll talk about that as well. There was something else as well I wanted to talk about. Yeah, you know, outs have got to happen as well. Curtis Luxton, welcome to the Members Club. Absolute legend. Welcome to the show this morning. Of course, you can get all your questions in. We'll cover all that. Colin Bolger has gifted a membership as well. Straight in there with a gift. Absolutely brilliant. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Right. Yeah, do you think we could hijack the Neves deal, says Jim in the chat. I didn't see what the name was, so I made it up. Ash wants De Ligt now. Tears for Madrid, says Andre. Well, I've got a very, very interesting thing to say about Lenny Yoro when we get onto that section as to why he signed for Man United. And I've seen a few people ranting about, you know, I thought United weren't going to be a club that spends loads of money now. And, well, I think there's a logical reason why we bought Yoro and why he chose us over Liverpool and Madrid. And I think, you know, let's be mature about it. It's as simple as that. But we can talk about that in a moment. We'll start off with, let's just start off very quickly with Joao Neves, because I want to talk about Ugarte. That's probably the big story this morning because it's coming in from France. And obviously that's where PSG play and that's who Ugarte plays for. So we will talk about Ugarte. New bid expected to go in by the weekend, according to L'Equipe, which is a French outlet. We'll talk about that in a moment. But let me talk to you about Joao Neves, because there is a parallel there in more ways than one. He is a midfielder, and so is Ugarte. He's a male, and so is Ugarte. He's got a head, and so is Ugarte. He breathes oxygen, and so does Ugarte. They need water to survive, and so does Ugarte. No, I'm joking. What I was going to say about Joao Neves is he's a midfielder, and we need a midfielder. PSG are close to signing him, and Ugarte plays for PSG. But also, Neves is a player that we have scouted for a very, very long time, and we have hijacked two deals already this summer. So I've always said, and I'm sure we've got the hotometer there that we can just say hello to. This is the hotometer, and I've never took Joao Neves off. And a lot of people say, well, why have you never took Joao Neves off? Because you know, we're clearly not going to get him. Gaz says Goldbridge on time. I thought it was a myth. It is the 8 o'clock show. I'm very rarely on time, but the morning show, 10 o'clock, I'm pretty much bang on. I think people would testify to that. If we had to go to court about my timeliness, people would say, to be fair, on honour, Your Honour, on oath, he is normally on time for the 10 o'clock show. It just slips during the rest of the day. Jav, welcome to Members Club. You're a legend. Rumours Slabhead back to Leicester for 30 million, says Ben. I can't see that happening. We can talk about that, but I can't see that happening. But in relation to Joao Neves, he retains his place on the hotometer, the United Stand hotometer, your hotometer. Hot at the top, not so hot at the bottom. But these are the top 7 players we feel that are closest to signing for United at the moment. I'm sure some of them will drop off, and I'm sure some will get some new entries. But with Joao Neves, all I can tell you is what I know. What I know is that we have scouted him all season extensively. Like, extensively. There are other people at Benfica that you might be looking at, but Joao Neves is pretty much the player that we would love to buy. And he is now very much heading towards PSG. Even Fabrizio Romano said today that PSG are confident, that he'd like to go and play in Paris, and a deal for about 70 million euros could happen. This is nowhere near what Rui Costa, the sporting director or something at Benfica, was saying. They were like, we want the release clause, we want the release clause, we want the release clause. And clearly they're not going to get the release clause. So PSG are going to get a good deal here for 70 million euros, probably with add-ons on as well. Now that's probably a bit out of our range, but we were rumoured, I remember doing a video about this about a month ago, we were rumoured to be inquiring with Benfica with a 60 million bid. 60 million is not far off 70 million euros. In fact, it's about 4 million difference. So if we were looking at doing a deal with Benfica for £60 million and PSG are looking at a deal for 70 million euros, I do just wonder what could happen with Joao Neves. Now, the indication at the moment is that there will be no hijack from Man United because PSG are winning the race and he wants to go to Paris. But Man United really like this player. Joao Neves knows Bruno and Dalot from Portugal, and there's loads of clips with him with Bruno at during the Euros. So it's not a massive leap of faith that this could be Man United's third hijack of the summer. But, and this is where the Ugarte story comes in, you're never going to get Ugarte out of PSG and get Joao Neves from Benfica, because PSG are not going to give us Ugarte if we go in for him. So I just wonder whether United have done, and some would say it's a clever thing to do. Some would say just go and get Joao Neves. But I just wonder if we've gone, Joao Neves is a little bit out of our price range. But if we stay out of that deal and let PSG have a free run at it, they'll do us a good deal for Ugarte. So, maybe that might be something to do with it. Apparently there's a Fabrizio Romano tweet. I'm sure this is a repeat of what he said a couple of hours ago. PSG are ready to advance in talks with Benfica for Joao Neves after players' green light. Joao wants the move. PSG believe they are ahead of Premier League clubs. Talks taking place with Benfica. No club-to-club agreement yet, but negotiations continue. So yeah, I mean, look, that's sort of where we are, and I think that realistically, that's where we're at. That is where we're at. I was just literally saying that. I wonder if United have looked at this player that they really want, realised that he's a little bit beyond their reach, and said to PSG, we'll stay out of it if you do us a deal for Ugarte. But as I said yesterday, why do we need to be friends with PSG? What are PSG doing for Man United? I mean, if we want Neves and we think we can get Neves, we should go and get Neves if he's our number one choice. I don't know what PSG are doing for Man United. Oh, you're going to give us a cheap deal for Ugarte that you don't want anymore. I mean, I want a little bit more than that. They're signing Osimhen from Napoli, so they're definitely not in for Rashford. So, what are we getting out of PSG? Oh, you take Joao Neves, who we want, and we'll take Ugarte. And they want 50 million for Ugarte. So I want to know what we're getting out of PSG for this, because I think Joao Neves is a player that we should be looking at. And if he's available for 70 million euros, that's a very, very, very good deal for a player that will probably end up being very, very good. And he is a priority for Man United. So, look, we're very, very happy about Yoro. We're very happy about Xerxes. We're very happy with the Ugarte story. But I just think that if that price for Neves is down at 70 million euros, I wouldn't be surprised if Man United did try and have a little bit of a hijack of it. And as Joel says, Joao Neves' agent is Jorge Mendes, who's just helped us do the Lenny Yoro deal. So, who knows? Goldbridge, that's the end of the clip. I'm sure you enjoyed it. In fact, I bet that's the best clip you've ever watched. So there's no reason not to subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so you never miss a clip again. In fact, smash a like on the video, because we all know only legends like videos and you are all legends. So please smash a like on the video, and we will see you again on the next one. Thank you very much for watching, as always.